There's only one reason why I am reviewing this chapter, and that's because the ending was badass. I am at the point where I'm actually considering to stop reviewing this series, because after last week, I threw a so enraged tantrum. I said, no, 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 no! Please! Why that? Why a quirk deactivating quirk? That was the last thing I wanted in My Hero Academia. And no, I'm not talking about erasing head, but a way to permanently do it. Ugh. I hated that, and that's the only reason why I did not review last week's of Boku no Hero Academia. This is chapter 133. I did not review 132. So why do I'm reviewing this? Well, because I felt it was pretty badass. Because, well, Kirishima catch up to the guy who was man up and um, knocked the guy down. And it turns out that this guy, who apparently has brothers, only wanted to be badass. Because somehow, I don't understand this either, somehow Overhaul has not only spread a drug that somehow can cancel out quirks, but I really, really, really hope it is not permanent. I mean, it's obviously that the drug is permanent, but I mean is that there's a way to deactivate this, because if it's a drug that can permanently take away quirk, and there is no way possible to get a cure, then the series is doomed, in my opinion. The amount of despair that foreshadows is immeasurable. But now this seems to also have spread a drug. I don't know if this is Overhaul's ones, but I have a feeling it is. It seems to be a quirk that actually can increase the power of a quirk. After war last time, they managed to deactivate Sun Eater's quirk. And the Miki guy that Kirishima knocked down stood up again after he took in a drug that increased the power of his quirk. His quirk was reactive, drawing out blades from his body, almost similar to that moonfish guy. Although that moonfish guy only did it from his teeth, but now he can do it from his entire body. And these swords are so strong that even Kirishima, the Red Riot's hardening, cannot stand up to it. As the Miki arrogant villain suddenly begins to say that the hero society will crumble, which is true. If this drug actually do manage to reach the top heroes, then there's nothing that can stop the villains. Of course, it could still be used on the villains, but I have a very big feeling it won't. So I really do hope they will find a way to cure this. To say that, and so the sword guy decides that he's gonna save his brothers by taking out Kirishima. And then Kirishima remembers a long time ago when he actually lamented the fact that he secretly felt inferior to the other guys because his quirk was a quirk that uh, did not have any long reach. It was only for close combat. So he began to feel like he was getting back. And so Bakugo encouraged him in his own way by saying that you were saying you would be a horse that would not crumble. So he says that. So he compares it that even though All Might at that very end was washed out and began to lose all his strength, he didn't break, and he fought on to the very end. That was strong as hell. So Kirishima is a guy a bit simple-minded, and sometimes I do wonder of his orientation, but that's another story. So. But there's one thing that guy is, he's a nice guy and very strong determinator, almost rivaling Ushaku and Deku in that, as he pushes his hardening even more, his body and soul, and becomes an extremely badass armor-like moment and maximum harness level. He calls it Red Riot Unbreakable. He almost looks like a dinosaur in my opinion. I gotta say, this time, that looks very badass. However, all of that is washed away if this drug really will spread all across the world. As I said before, I'm extremely dangerously close on dropping to review Boku no Hero Academia until they have gotten a very big hopeful chapter. So from now on, unless the chapter itself is not badass, then I'm not gonna review it. Because I cannot stand this despair. I hated the fact that there is a way to take away quirks now permanently. Can they, instead of having a quirk that can take away them, can't they have it to bring to? It is obvious that Eri is the reason why this thing exists. So if she is the reason, then surely there must be a way to take it back, right? So besides telling me the obvious thing, give me the thoughts.